So origin of South Asian English. In South Asia, we see several countries. That is, we know that in South Asian countries, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and also these countries are called South Asian countries. And these are also called the Indian subcontinent. So today we will be discussing the origin of English language, in which way the English language visited India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, in these countries. And if we consider the population of this area, that the India is the largest country in this subcontinent, and especially in case if you take the scenario of India, that means the first language speakers in India is greater than the speakers of USA and UK. And because of the large population we see in India, and if uh, 3 to 5% of the people of India speak in English language, that would be the total 30 to 50 million people. And that was the estimation done in 1999, that in that estimation that in India, 3 to 5% people speak in English language, and the grand total went up to 30 to 50 million people. So it's uh, larger than the speakers of UK. And then the percentage went up to 20%. And if it is the scenario, but the but some surveys have suggested much larger totals if a flexible notion of fluency is permitted, with one influential review estimating that perhaps a third of the people of India are now capable of holding a conversation in English. So India at present, we can think that the total population of India is nearly 150 crores. But the estimation that was done in 1999, and at that time, a survey conducted in India, and that is estimated that one of three people in India can hold a conversation in English language. That is, he is very much fluent in English. And in real sense of term, represent a range of 30 million to over 33 million for comprehension, with a somewhat longer figure, 200 million for speech production, which is the figure I use in table 1 below. And we must not forget that there are also considerable number of speakers. So this is the scenario that 330 million, that means 33 crore people in India, they can speak fluently. And apart from these people in India, we have other English speaking people living in other countries in this area or in this subcontinent. Which are they? They are Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan. There are some other English speakers in this region. That means Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan. So South Asia holds a 1/5 of the world population. So if you estimate that the world population at present is 900 crore, so 1/5 of people live in Indian subcontinent, or that is in South Asian region. And several varieties of English language emerged through the subcontinent. And though we have perceived that several countries are there in this area. So the pronunciation pattern and the English used by the people. We have got the data that in India, 33 to 50 crore people, they can speak or they can hold conversation in English language. Apart from this, in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and Bhutan, they can also speak in English language. But the pronunciation pattern of English language used in this area is not similar. Several varieties you will see the English language used in these countries. But the matter is that these varieties is very much distinctive. As we see, as we have learned that the American English has special characteristics, and Australian English, and the UK English as well. That so every English they have a distinctive pronunciation pattern and speaking pattern. I would say, in that case, the Indian subcontinent English or the Asian English, they had a distinctive characteristics. So if you visit UK or USA or Australia from Bangladesh or India or Nepal or Bhutan, naturally when you will be speaking English, they can easily identify that you are speaking in South Asian English. It means that South Asian English has got a distinctive pattern in world English speaking people. Our concern is what is the origin. So this is the scenario and the view of English language used by the people living in Indian subcontinent. So what is the origin of English language? How the people living in Indian subcontinent got acquaintance to English language? That is our concern. First, regular British contact in Indian subcontinent came in 1600. With the formation of British East India Company. So all of you have heard the name of the British East India Company. And that company got approval from Queen Elizabeth I to do business in Indian subcontinent. And we know that the other people, Dutch, the other people, they also had been doing business in this area. But the East India Company, they got approval. What's the point? They first got approval from the Queen Elizabeth I to do business in this area. And the company established its first trading station at Surat in 1612. So East India Company, they first established their trading post or business center in Surat, India. And by the end of the century, others were in existence at Madras, Bombay, and Kolkata. So these are the 4 trading posts established by British East India Company in Indian subcontinent, and that was happened in 1612. So before 1612, the people living in Indian subcontinent, they didn't have any idea about English language. During the 18th century, it overcame competition from the European nations, especially France. As I have mentioned it earlier, that during that time, some other voyager or adventurers came in this area, that is the France. And the France in 18th century came in combat of getting superiority in this area. And they were defeated by Indian people, and after that, India got the supremacy in this area. And by this time, also the Mughal emperor, they also left Indian subcontinent. So from 18th century onwards, India got the supreme foreign power in Indian subcontinent or in South Asian region. And the 1765, it took over the revenue management of Bengal. Up to this time, India or East India Company had been doing business over there, and they thought that, oh, these people are very much hospitable. These people are easily gullible. They can believe anything. So in such a way, the British East India Company, they came to do business over there, but gradually They established their ruling system, and they introduced the revenue management. That means the tax or revenue they established in 1765. And in the following the period of financial indiscipline among the company servants, in 1784, India Act established a board of control responsible to the British Parliament. And another incident also happened, that is 1858, that is the Indian Mutiny, যেটাকে আমরা বলি সিপাহী বিপ্লব. The company was abolished and its power handed over to the crown. What does it mean? That means that Queen Elizabeth I approved East India Company to do business over there. But the British people, the British Parliament didn't know that the East India Company is doing politics over there. And the East India Company has established their administration and they are ruling Indian subcontinent. When such kind of information is spread, especially for the cause of Indian mutiny, when Indian mutiny, that the soldiers' revolution started in India, then the British Parliament perceived that yes, how massive way the British East India Company is dominating the people living in Indian subcontinent and in South Asia region, and that is the we say that in India or the Indian subcontinent was the first colony from where the British Parliament would rule directly after 1784 and after 1858. So that is the uh, uh, system that in British Parliament there would be a member from India. That means the Indian subcontinent. After India Act established in 1784. So this is the scenario of the British East India Company. So the revenue management, what does it mean? It is the application of disciplined analytics of the predict consumer behavior at the micro market levels and optimize product availability and price to maximize revenue growth. So that is established by an India Act. It's also called Pitt's India Act. The East India Company Act, also known as Pitt's India Act, was an act of the Parliament of the Great Britain intended to address the shortcomings of the Regulation Act of 1773 by bringing the East India Company's role in India under the control of the British government. So that is that act. Yeah, this is Surat, as you see, and Surat is a place. If you see, this is Surat in Indian map. So this is the first place where East India Company established their trading post. Here is in Surat. So Surat is a large city beside the Taipei River in the West Indian state of Gujarat. Once known for silk weaving, Surat remains a commercial center for textile, and the new textile market area is lined with fabric shops overlooking the river. Surat Castle was built in the 1500 years to defend the city against the Portuguese colonists. Nearby, the Dutch, Armenian, and English cemeteries contain elaborate colonial era tombs. So this is the place. So this is the Taipei River, and this is the place where East India Company established their first trading post. So then they went to where? Look here. Then they went to Madras. Madras at present its name is Chennai, and the capital of Chennai is Tamil Nadu. Chennai on the Bay of Bengal. In the eastern India is the capital of the capital of the state is Tamil Nadu, The city is home of the Fort St. George, built in 1644, and now a museum showcasing the city's role in the British military garrison and the East India Company trading outpost. When it was called Madras, religious site includes uh, Kapaleshwar Temple, adorned with the carved and pointed doors, and the St. Mary's at a 17th century Anglican church. So, Surat, and then the Chennai. This is the place that is called Chennai. So after Surat, they went up to, you look here, this is Surat, and then Chennai. So all area is the related to the Bay of Bengal. So at that time, the British East India Company through the uh, waterways, because there was no airplane at the time. So the Surat first, then they established their trading post in Chennai, and the next Mumbai, India's west coast, and densely populated city in India's coast, and a financial center as well. And it is India's largest city. On the Mumbai Harbour waterfront stands the iconic Gateway of India, and built by the British Raj in India Stone Arc in 1924. Offshore nearby Elephant Islands hold ancient cave temples dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva. The city is also famous for the heart of the Bollywood's film industry. So this is Mumbai. So after Chennai, they went to Mumbai, and after that they went to Calcutta, and Calcutta is the capital of India's West Bengal state, founded as an East India Company trading post, and it was India's capital under the British Raj from 1773 to 1911. And today it's known for the grand colonial architecture, art galleries, and the cultural festival as well. And it also home for the Mother House, headquarter of the Missionary of Charity founded by Mother Teresa. So the Calcutta, so the British East India Company, they got approval from Queen Elizabeth I to do business in this area, and they first established their colony and the trading post in Surat, and that is in Gujarat. And then they moved next to Mumbai, that is the Chennai, then Mumbai, then Calcutta. So these are the four trading posts of British East India Company. And Calcutta was the capital of British India when British people had been ruling this area. So this is the way the British people came in Indian subcontinent or the South Asian region. And also, France also visit this area, but they were defeated by the British government. And after that, the British people became the supreme authority or the power in this area. And so the acquaintance of English language by the British people in this area in such a way has been originated since 1612. So during the period of the British sovereignty from 1765 until independence in 1947, English gradually became the medium of administration, education, and throughout the subcontinent. So you look that from 1765 to 1947, so the people of British had been ruling in this country, and they used English for the cause of administration and education throughout the subcontinent. So in this way, the British people living in this area in the Indian subcontinent got approval of uh, English language, or they got acquaintance of English language. And the language question attached especially attention during the early 19th century when colonial administration debated the kind of education policy. So through these 200 years and 250 years, they had been doing well. But when they were early 19th century, when the British people or British administration had been trying to establish their education policy in this area, they uh, thought what should be done, what should be the medium of education in this area. So this area is occupied by the many linguistics or ethnic group. They use English, other languages, Bengali, Gujarat, Marathi, so many languages used by these people living in this area. So what would be the education policy? And at that time, they introduced English language. And a recognized starting point of Lord William Bentinck Acceptance of Minute, written by Thomas Macaulay, most probably you have heard his name, in 1835, which proposed the education of an English educational system in India. So English education system, that means the English medium school, as still you see in Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. India, that is massive way, you will see the English speaking country, because all the trading posts, they were in India. And uh, when the fourth trading post, that is Kolkata, was established by the British East India Company, that was kept close to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh is a small country, so in ratio. So in 1835, the Macaulay education policy established English medium school in Indian subcontinent. And from that day onwards, still you see the British run English medium school in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, India. And when the universities of Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras was established in 1857, English became the primary medium of instruction. So primary medium of instruction, you know the scenario that this everything teaching will be done by in English. Even as you see in Dhaka University, the many vice chancellors, also the many teachers came from Britain, and they established, and the instruction of education in this area was English. So English became the primary medium of instruction after establishing universities in this area, and that was established in 1857, and thereby granting its status and steady growth of English during this area. So this area, as you see in the map, used people use English. So this is India, Pakistan, Afghanistan as well, and also Bangladesh, Nepal, Sikkim, Bhutan, Taipei, and this area, and also the Sri Lanka. So in Indian subcontinent, people living in this area use English language. In India, the bitter conflict between the supporters of English and Hindi and the regional languages led to the 1960 three-language formula, in which English was introduced as a cheap alternative to the local state's language, and typically Hindi in the north and the regional language in the south. And it has now the status of the associate official language with Hindi, the official language. So India, many languages are used in India, regional language, or you can see the dialect using it. But they're very much prominent because the language speaking people is not less in numbers. There are many in numbers in India. So Hindi is their official language in India, but apart from that, English is an associate official language in India. It is also recognized the official language of the 4 states of India, that is Manipur, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Tripura, and the 8 union territories. So these are the scenario of English language used in India. Hindi is the first language, that is the 43.63% people in India use Hindi language. English language use first speaker 0.02%, and Bengali 8.03% use English as their first language. Okay, so and there also we see other languages: Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, Gujarati, Urdu, Kannada, Odia, Malayalam, Punjabi, Sanskrit. These are the languages used by the English people, Indian people, or English has a consequence of relating its standing within Indian society, continued to be within the legal system. So in India, we see in legal system, in government administration, secondary and the higher education, the armed forces, the media, the business, and the tourism. In everywhere in India, you will see English is used. And it is also a strong unifying force. In the Dravidian speaking area of the south, it is widely preferred to Hindi as a lingua franca. So what does it mean? It is a unifying force. As I have mentioned it earlier, that India is visited by so many languages, and for this reason, English is a common language. So when a people living in Gujarat, they can communicate with the people or the central government either in Hindi or in English. So English became a language that can unify the large community, linguistics community living. In the north, the portions vary from state to state in relation to Hindi, depending on the policies of this power. In Pakistan, it is an associate official language as well. It has no official status in the other countries of South Asia, but throughout the region, it is universally used as a medium in international communication. That means in Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, uh, English didn't have the official status actually, but English is the foreign language in this region because they put emphasis in learning English language in this area. And increasingly, it is being perceived by young South Asian as a language of cultural modernity. So this is the origin of Indian English or South Asian English. So the total population of Indian subcontinent consists 1/5 of the world population. And in terms of English-speaking people, nearly many English-speaking people living in this area, and especially the origin of English language of South Asian English is getting acquaintance, got acquaintance in the introduction of British East India Company that was established in 1612 in Surat, Gujarat, and then Chennai, then Mumbai, then Kolkata. So with this four trading posts, the British East India Company established their business as well as they dominate the ruling of this area. And in 1835, the Macaulay Commission, they established English medium school in this area. And in 1857, when the university was established, English language became the primary language of instruction in university level. And this way, up to 1947, before independence of the Indian subcontinent, this administration was done in English language. English is the language of